I can't believe how many Sydney-siders have not been on a boat on Sydney Harbour. And ferries don't count, but this one does. The old restored Mole Guy, which takes you on a very, very Sydney tour. Convicts, castles and, oh yeah, champagne.
Now look, if you think Sydney's all froth and bubble, well, you're probably right. It's called Sydney Harbour, and it's bubbling with fantastic stories. That's what this tour's for. Now, let's start with those castles.
As far as castles are concerned, well, we're not a very old country. But this is about as close as we get in Sydney. Hey,
That's
James.
right, that's right. As most people know, that's Admiralty House, hiding behind the trees where the Governor-General resides. And she's actually home today. I can see a flag flying up there.
Is that right?
Yeah.
James is our tour guide, and the beautiful old Mole Guy is our ride, the newest part of the tall ship's fleet of tour boats. It's such a wonderful way to come and explore some Sydney history, because it is history itself. And so is our next stop, Goat Island. Now, you've just seen Jason on Cockatoo Island, but I bet you haven't been here.
I can't believe that we haven't been able to come to Goat Island until now. What a fantastic place. And the city, right on your doorstep. I mean it. City, doorstep.
It's hard to imagine what the view was like 200 years ago before all of that metal and glass. But with a little help, you can really get the feel for what life was like in the old days.
So, folks, this is a police station built in 1838. Back in 1789, Captain Arthur Phillip established the original water police, which were called the Harbour Guard. They had a rowing boat to get around the harbour, chase convicts, and make sure no one escaped.
All right, so even the first Sydney-siders liked their real estate. What a spot.
I just wanted to have a closer look at some of these sandstone blocks that were convict cut. And I mean, just putting your fingers in those ridges that you know they chipped away, it makes you feel a bit close to those old convicts. And this bloke here, and this bloke here, and this bloke here. Although, for one of the best addresses on Sydney Harbour, they've let it go a little bit. But this is history, isn't it? This is our history, part of our European history. Fascinating.
I reckon even the ghost here could tell a few tales. And the colonial spirit is catching.
Off to sail one morning and the weather, it was fair. No, I can't sing that one. That's the
I
one
guess
now.
the captain didn't care.
That's it.
We'll sing and dance and
Drag a wine and every man will see.
But when we move over from the settlement area of the island to the famous Gunpowder magazine, the stories continue to be explosive.
So that runs straight through the wall?
Yeah, these walls are 6 foot thick and runs an S-bend through the wall to keep the water out and reduce humidity.
Because that's where the powder was kept.
Powder's inside there.
6 foot thick. Good effort, that.
And it was designed to carry 3,000 barrels of gunpowder. But in fact, they ended up stuffing 5,000 barrels in here because they had nowhere else to put them. If one barrel had gone up, the whole lot would have gone up, and the whole building would have exploded, and most of Sydney would have been showered in stones and rocks.
Boy, that would have ruined your whole day. But every day was a trial if you were a convict here. This is an early version of a caravan, but it ain't no holiday inside, let me tell you.
There's about 10 of us kids in here, isn't there? But back in the day, they actually stuffed 20 full-grown convicts in here for 12 hours every night.
And if life was pretty crook for the poor old convicts, it doesn't seem that much better for some of the soldiers and guards. And they've left their evidence right here.
J. Arkins, 33rd Infantry, 1814.
Yeah.
That's a year before the Battle of Waterloo.
Wow, wow. They just reckon they were bored.
They were certainly bored.
It's
Yeah.
carving your names in.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
But back to the convicts, because that's what we're here for. And there's that much history on the island, James will never run short of a story.
When the flogging didn't cure him, they decided to chain him to this rock. And he was sentenced to be chained to this rock for 2 years with a long dog chain around his waist. The convicts cut out this little couch for him to sleep on at night time. And he used to run down here and yell abuse at the ships as they went sailing past or beg for food. And the passing people took pity on him. But he was so dangerous, they used to feed him on the end of a stick.
Phew, that's a good one. But don't get comfy on the couch just yet. Not that you can really get comfy on this one anyway.
It's not a bad spot, actually, to view the harbour, but there's a lesson in this, see? This is the only couch that you should be viewing the harbour from, so don't be a couch potato. Get on the tour with James, it's great. It is a good spot here, buddies.
I'm getting a little bum now already.
The Convicts, Castles and Champagne Tour is the best history lesson you'll ever have. Adults are $89 and the little tykes are $39. Phone in on 1300 050 332.
Thanks very much, Erica. I can't help but notice that you are living it up, and I can't exactly complain because I am on the brand new Convicts, Castles and Champagne Tour of Sydney Harbour. We've seen the castles, well, the Sydney version of the castles. We've met the convicts. Well, we didn't actually meet any convicts, did we? But we did learn a lot about their life and history on the fascinating Goat Island, and now we have camped right here on the best spot on Goat Island to wait for it, the champagne. Thanks very much. Don't go away. I think we're going to be camped here for a little while. Not a bad view. After the break, you guys will be eating out as well. How did you guys get dessert before me? Anything you've seen on tonight's show for the most comprehensive what's on about old Sydney town, thanks to Destination New South Wales. Check out the Wits website at visitnsw.com/Echo. Sydney Weekender. What about today? What about the weather ushering summer into old Sydney town? What about our waterways on Sydney Harbour all day? The best harbour anywhere in the world by the length of the strait. But after all of that, my favourite spot is right here within the 6-foot walls of the Gunpowder magazine at Goat Island. And Australia's largest city is just outside these walls, and I can't hear a thing. Except my own voice. Hope you've enjoyed the show. See you real soon on another Sydney Weekender. Boy, am I looking forward to summer.